Hi everybody, Steve here at Harpeth Hills Memorial Gardens here in Tennessee. It's about 20 to 25 miles west of Nashville, and I'm here to visit a number of very famous final resting places. And I'm going to start with singer and disco queen Donna Summer, one of my favorites. And I don't know if you can see all the bugs, the gnats flying around me, but it is so hot and humid here in Tennessee, and we're out in the hills here, and the bugs for some reason just love me. But anyway, let's go see if we can find Donna Summer and a few other famous people that I think you'll be surprised are here as well. Thanks for joining me on another trip down memory lane. And I'm here at the graveside of disco queen Donna Summer. It was just as difficult to find Donna Summer's gravesite as it was to find Glen Campbell's. She's also way out in the woods. If you look around, you can see there's just trees and woods everywhere. The cemetery is just in a small clearing, but all around the cemetery are woods, very thick woods, just like Glen Campbell's. This is around 20 miles or so west of Nashville, and for me at least, it seems very remote. A lot more cars than in Glen Campbell's town, and a little bit bigger town, but still very remote. And one of the last places in the country I would have expected to find Donna Summer's final resting place. It's early morning and the sun is very bright, so I'm going to stand here in the shade, and I'm being eaten alive by little gnats, I guess. There's just bugs everywhere, but we're out in it's like a forest. It seems like a forest to me, I don't know. It's definitely a very green, wooded area here, out in the middle of what I would consider nowhere. I'm sure it's probably not considered nowhere to the people who live here, but... And thank you to the person who included the GPS on her Find a Grave Memorial page, and for the person who created the Find a Grave Memorial page. It's pretty easy to find. And it's not a tiny cemetery, but it's not real large either. And you can see there the fountain. She's just back from the fountain in this private family section here. The birds really seem to be enjoying this spot, and why not? Look how beautiful and lush this is. La Familia. These are all private sections here, private gated sections of the cemetery. And of course you can probably hear the weed whackers off in the distance. It's not lawnmowers, it's weed whackers, no matter what cemetery you visit, and no matter what time of day or week. Her songs just bring back so many memories, so many good memories of my 20s, during the 1970s. It was, you know, the disco 70s, and everybody went to the disco, and everybody danced to Donna Summer. Everyone listened to Donna Summer, and I think pretty much everyone loved Donna Summer. Even if you didn't like disco, I think you probably loved Donna Summer. You know, there's a lot of people that really, I know, are not big fans of disco, but she was a great singer, had huge hits, was extremely popular. But I certainly can't think of the 70s or my 20s without thinking of Donna Summer. She was right up there with all of the best when it comes to disco music and just music in general for the 1970s. How many of you are fans of Donna Summer? And how many of you have been here to the cemetery? So I'm going to go drive through the cemetery and show you a few other sites here in this beautiful cemetery. It's very beautiful, very green. And I will probably keep this a very short video so I can upload it while I'm on the road. But there is at least one other person I'd like to find here, if I can, today. And if I can, I'll include this person. And I'll show you a little bit more of the cemetery as well, in case you've never been here. The cemetery is actually much larger than it looks when you first come in. It looks fairly small, but back behind Donna Summer's final resting place, she's right up there. Right back here is a whole other section that I didn't even know exists. But look at these hills and look at all the forest. I mean, it just goes on for miles and miles and miles from here all the way to Nashville, and actually from here all the way to Memphis. I mean, so for hundreds of miles, you see nothing but this green, lush hillside. I'm just not used to this. Being from the desert, This is way too green for me. This is too much green. I kind of like the desert look, but it is different. Unfortunately, it brings out all the bugs, and they are just eating me alive. These are the only kind of bugs I like. And speaking of bugs, the cemetery even has 2 columbariums located just in front of the fountain for butterfly lovers. One's called Monarch and the other one's called Swallowtail. In addition to this being the final resting place of Donna Summer, songwriter Wayne Carson is also interred here. His cremated ashes are here in this niche overlooking the beautiful fountain and pond. Now, Wayne had many, many hit songs. One of my favorites was You Were Always on My Mind, recorded by Elvis and later Willie Nelson. That was one of his biggest hits, but he had many, many songs. He wrote many songs that became huge hits for lots of different artists. Unfortunately, after I got back to my hotel room, I discovered that Chet Atkins, one of the biggest names in country music history, is buried really close to Donna Summer. And I didn't know he was there until it was too late and I was back in my hotel room editing this video. I guess it's nearly impossible to visit a Nashville area cemetery without running into at least a few country music legends. Unfortunately, since there are so many, it's easy to miss one or two, especially since I'm trying to visit as many cemeteries as I can during my short visit here. I'll just pan around here so you can get a better idea of the location. This highway is 100, and this is going to take me to 2 other cemeteries that are maybe 20, 30 miles away, I believe. And there are a couple of other people that I really want to visit today, so I'm hoping to find their grave sites as well. Who remembers the huge hit song The Devil Went Down to Georgia back in 1979? It was co-written by Taz DiGregorio when he was with the Charlie Daniels Band. He had quite a career. And he's located here overlooking the pond and the fountain. It's a great location. There may be other notable people buried here that I'm not aware of, but I'm heading on now to another cemetery. But I at least wanted to stop and visit these 3 people who will never be forgotten for the musical contributions they made when they were still with us. These angel statues really caught my eye as I was walking back to my car. They're benches, but also niches, I guess. I really love it when cemeteries have concerts, especially Memorial Day and Veterans Day concerts. Thanks for subscribing, and until our next trip down memory lane, happy travels, everyone.